I was born poor. As a kid, we had almost no money. There were times where we didn't have enough money to buy food for the entire family. Yet today my net worth is over $10 million. So in this video, I want to share with you guys 3 psychology of money habits that made me rich. Now, most people know about the psychology of money in terms of investing or how to make more money. But not many people talk about it when it comes to spending money. In fact, these are 3 small little things that you probably do every day that destroys your financial life without you even realizing it. These are all things that I did prior to making my first $1 million that really held me back from becoming truly wealthy. And if you don't change them right now, they will continue to hold you back in your journey to becoming financially free. So make sure you take out your pen and paper and get ready to learn something new. Habit No. 1 is paying full price. A lot of people think that buying something on sale is a good deal because you got something for less than it's worth. However, what if I told you that buying something on sale actually makes it more expensive? For example, let's say you go into the store and you see a shirt that's $50, but right next to it there's a tag that says this shirt is originally $100. Would you feel better buying the shirt for $50 instead? Of course. Because even though you're paying the exact same amount, you feel like you're getting a great deal because you're saving $50. Well, here's the thing. It doesn't matter if a product is on sale or not. What matters is how much value that product brings into your life. Let me explain. When you pay $50 for a shirt, you might think you're getting a great deal because it's half off. However, if you use that same logic to buy something like a Tesla, would you be willing to pay 50% of the original price? The thing is, it doesn't work like that. If you want to buy a Tesla, you should only spend money on it if it is worth at least what you're paying for it. It doesn't matter how much it costs. You wouldn't buy a Tesla Model S for $25,000 just because it's half off, right? Because you know it's not worth that much. So why do we do this with other products? The truth is our brain is wired to ignore the value of most things we buy on a daily basis. That's why most people will buy something just because it's on sale, even though it may not bring any extra value into their lives. If you want to avoid this habit and truly become financially free, I want you to start thinking of everything you buy in terms of ROI, or return on investment. This is a simple concept that can be applied to almost anything you buy. For example, when you're looking at buying a car, instead of thinking about how much it costs, try to think about how much money you'll save by not having to walk everywhere you need to go. Same thing goes for clothes. Instead of thinking about how much you paid for it, try to think about how many compliments you'll get while wearing it. When you start thinking of every purchase in terms of ROI, you'll be able to find much better deals and save a lot of money. The second habit that kept me poor was chasing happiness. Now, everyone wants to be happy, but very few people understand what it really means to do so. You see, we live in a society that encourages us to constantly seek pleasure. The media, the government, And even our friends and family tell us to do whatever makes us happy. However, true happiness isn't found in momentary pleasures. It's found in pursuing a meaningful goal. Let me give you an example. Let's say you decide to watch a movie. On one hand, you could watch a movie about a group of friends who go on an adventure and discover a lost treasure. On the other hand, you could watch a movie about a man who becomes rich and successful through hard work and determination. Which movie is more likely to make you happy? The answer is simple. The second movie, because success and fulfillment are more important than wealth and status. Here's the thing. Chasing happiness is like trying to catch the wind. You can try and try, but you'll never be able to grab it. That's why so many people who chase happiness end up unhappy. Instead, you should focus on creating a meaningful life. And to do that, you need to set goals and work hard to achieve them. When you have a clear purpose and direction in life, happiness becomes a natural byproduct. Think about the last time you accomplished a difficult task. How did you feel? Probably very proud and satisfied. That's the feeling of achieving a meaningful goal. And when you focus on achieving those goals, you'll be much happier in the long run. Remember, true happiness isn't found in momentary pleasures, but in pursuing a meaningful life. Finally, the third and final habit that kept me poor was being impulsive. Impulsive spending is one of the worst habits that can destroy your financial life. It's when you buy things without thinking about it, usually because you see a great deal or you feel like treating yourself. For example, let's say you go to the grocery store just for milk, but you end up leaving with a bag full of junk food that you don't need. Or maybe you go online shopping for a new dress, but you end up buying several other items that you don't really need. Impulsive spending can also be emotional. Maybe you're feeling down and you want to cheer yourself up, so you go on a shopping spree or you order takeout food. Whatever the reason, impulsive spending is never a good idea. It's like driving with your foot on the brake. You may think you're being safe, but you're actually increasing your chances of an accident. So, how can you avoid impulsive spending? First, you need to be aware of it. Pay attention to your spending habits and try to understand why you spend money the way you do. Are you bored? Are you sad? Are you celebrating? Once you know what's behind your spending, you can start to control it. For example, if you feel like you're spending too much money because you're bored, then find free or low-cost activities that you enjoy. If you're spending too much money because you're sad, then talk to a friend or family member or seek professional help. Finally, if you're spending too much money because you're celebrating, then find ways to celebrate that don't involve spending a lot of money. There are plenty of ways to have fun without breaking the bank. You just need to get creative. Remember, impulsive spending is like driving with your foot on the brake. You may think you're being safe, but you're actually increasing your chances of an accident. Avoid it. These 3 habits are the most common mistakes that keep people poor. Paying full price for everything, chasing happiness, and impulse spending. But if you can avoid these habits, You'll be well on your way to financial freedom. I know it won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Just remember, small changes lead to big results. So don't be afraid to make small changes in your life. They'll have a big impact on your financial future. Thanks for watching.